So a young lady that goes by the name of the Leah Files over on X, she's an ex-CIA officer, so take that for what it is. I don't know, I've never vetted this girl, but the intel and the research that she's doing is pretty fucking flawless. And this deep dive into Scott Bessent should really help you open your eyes and realize what's coming for the US dollar and how bad things are about to get for the American people. Check this out. This man that's in charge of keeping the US dollar from an economic collapse right now. Check this out.
Now should scare the shit out of every single American. I wasn't going to do a follow the money on Scott Bessent because my list is so long right now, but yesterday was tax day, and in honor of that, him and Carolyn Leavitt got up on a press conference and tried to gaslight Americans into saying that gas is cheaper now than when Trump took office, even though it's around $4.10 right now on average, and it was $3.08. It's $1 more. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take a break, divert, and do a follow the money. And when I put these pieces together, I was like, how? My jaw was on the floor. I was like, how is this man our Treasury Secretary, and how did he get through this Senate confirmation? Because they confirmed him like 68 to 29. It was like one of the better ones. But I'm pretty sure he's going to tank the American dollar. If not when he's in office, as soon as he's out. But I'm just guessing, so let's get into it. All right, Scott Bessent went to Yale. He graduated from Yale in 1984, I think. He was the president of Wolf's Head. It's one of the 3 major secret societies that are at Yale. He went, when he graduated, and did some Wall Street junior jobs before George Soros hired him to work for him. And he didn't just work for him. No, he went and ran the London office. And in 1992, 1 year after he started working for Soros, he was the guy who figured out how to break the Bank of England. So Bessent found the vulnerability in UK mortgages that identified that the British government was trapped. He had Soros bet on it, $1 billion. And in one day, the pound crashed. And Soros and Bessent and the George Soros's firm, well, they made billions. In 2013, he did it again, but this time with the Japanese yen, and crashed that, and over 3 months made Soros $1.3 billion. So our Treasury Secretary is just really good at identifying vulnerabilities in currency, betting against them, and then having that currency collapse. See where I'm going with this? Aren't we so lucky? Dollar's not in harm's way at all, is it? He's also the one that hinted at making Iran's currency crash right before we went in for the war and why everyone was protesting. He did allude to that, which caught my attention, but moving on. There's a lot more. He worked for Soros, left for a few years to start his own management company. It failed. He went back to Soros. And then a few years after that, he was like, okay, I'm going to try again. And Soros gave him $2 billion to start the fund that he had up until right before, we're going to get to this, he became Treasury Secretary. This fund ultimately lost money every single year, except 2024 when Trump got into office, because they made a bunch of bets about Trump getting into office. But they lost money every single year prior, took all the $2 billion that Soros gave them and lost it. They were down to like 500 million or something. Then 85% of their investors pulled out right before he became Treasury Secretary. So he isn't good. He loses money, and now he's in charge of our economy. Okay, it's all making sense now. But on top of that, in his fund, while it was losing so much money, he had categorized himself as a limited partner, even though he was CEO, founded it, ran it. He was a limited partner, then way he could evade $910,000 in Medicare taxes that he should have been paying. Then it went to litigation, and currently, it's still there. Currently, he is overseeing, as the Treasury Secretary, his own evasion of taxes case. Make it make sense. Okay, September 2025. Remember that Argentina bailout that we did? It was $40 billion, $20 billion of which we gave them, bailed them out, and $20 billion of which they have to pay back. Well, his friend, Citron, I forget his first name, he runs a hedge fund. They worked together at Soros, and they're friends. Well, Citron his firm purchased billions, hundreds of millions of dollars of Argentina bonds and equities right before the bailout. And then a few months later, we bailed him out, and he makes tons of money. That's not insider trading, is it? Because Bessent is the one who ran the bailout.